Hello, a beautiful high vibe tribe. It is Pink Bella. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is doing amazing. This is going to be a very powerful transmission today from the Andromeda and Council of Light. And they have let me know that they're actually coming from the 12th dimension, these messages, but they are able to transmit down to me at this time based on the amount of clearing and work that I've been doing with them since I would say really deeply 2018. And it coincides with the eclipse gateway that we're in right now, and also preparing for the powerful equinox on the 22nd of September. So we are in the eclipse corridor, the eclipse gateway, and the fact that it's around the very powerful shifting into the fall or spring equinox stargate system that so many of you are elevating, awakening, remembering more than you ever have before. So I'm just going to call in Prime Source Creator, the divine goddess Mother Sofia, and the dragons to come in. We're all connected to these elements to surround us all as we listen. And you can just listen to this message today. If you want to look at a reading, I will link in the reading from a few days ago because that also encompassed this equinox stargate. So we have an opportunity right now to go from a tiny, tiny, tiny little caterpillar into a massive butterfly and see all these grid points. These are us lighting up our reality, our home, our areas. And for some of us, we're doing grid work as well. So we're facilitating the Galactics with the new ley line grid project as well. So I have a couple of messages about grid work. I just finished a second part of a very powerful grid assignment today for the new Lemuria for the Pacific Ocean, the west coast of North America, the Rocky Mountains, and the Hawaiian Islands. And unbelievable messages came in. I probably will do a longer update, but I'll just share a little bit of it, and just grateful for all the goddesses that joined the assignment. So the Andromedan family of light, I'm very connected to Andromeda. When I first woke up, we have galactic aspects come to us when we're ready. So when I first woke up in the 90s, after my activation at the Egyptian pyramids, I was brought the Pleiadians. I worked with the Pleiadians for a long time, teams of light. All right. So let's be clear about there are going to be shadow aspects of every single guide and collective that we work with. That's part of our initiation. It's us moving from the third dimension matrix to the fourth dimension, where a lot of initiations and tests and tricks. Think about it like playing a board game, or playing a card game, or playing something that you're competing. You don't quite know what's up the other sleeve. It is like going down the Elbert Road. Okay, so that's the fourth dimension, and then we're moving into keep choosing our ascension, our highest golden timeline, and we're being guided to do that through this entire eclipse season, as we're being given an opportunity, again, like I said, to level out lifetimes of personal, ancestral, and collective karma. And that's why we're all here. So the more we dive in and go in deeply, the acceleration of the ascension timeline, which means bringing more gifts to ourselves. You know, our senses are going to light up more. You're going to be able to communicate more with the elementals, the mountains, the trees, the water, Gaia. You will be able to communicate with various galactic teams as well. I always want to say galactic teams of light. You'll learn like I did, and only want to bring in the highest messages for our light mission at this time. So we are in a very important key part of the end game. The end game being the upheaval of the old systems, and the light focusing on the old systems that are no longer working and or supporting humanity, which they haven't done for a long time. But we all had to kind of come in and be snoozed so we could participate in that part of the reality. And then as we started awakening, realizing what we really came for. So for many of you, and I've had a few of you contact me and work with me recently, you've only just gone through a very deep level of your awakening this year. And specifically in North America, since the solar eclipse trajectory went over a big portion of the US and Canada on April 8th, 2024. So many of you are like fully like, oh my gosh, I'm a starseed, I'm here on my mission. What is that? So I'll get into that a little bit more too. But the call, as I've been sharing, is getting louder and louder and louder. We can't keep snoozing anymore. So everybody is needed to do something. And that will be very personal for you to assist the collective at this time. Okay. Could be grid work, could be like, your soul mission, but you've put it on hiatus, or there's some other way that you can help your family, your community, and just pay that kindness for it. Okay. So think about what you can do to be a better human, a better galactic hybrid on this planet to make it a better place. All right. We're to focus less on what isn't working, because that drags us into lower vibrational complaining and worrying and fear, which is what the other teams want. We're on the team that wants to elevate and facilitate the assistance of creating a better version of Earth. And we are doing that. And as we do that, we are in the fifth dimension creating that. Okay. So let's talk about what do they want me to share about first? First off, for those of us who are connected to the Andromedan system, which split off from our Earth solar system thousands of years ago when Earth fell, that was a deep felt trauma and suffering for all of us, especially those of us who were specifically working with the Andromedan galactic lineage, even though we may have been down here in Lemuria or Atlantis as two examples, but we were connecting and working with our Andromedan galactic families, knowing that we would only be here on mission for a while and then getting stuck and trapped in the reincarnation cycle. So we are now reemerging. We started to re-enter the photon belt of ascension of the age of light. Concretely, it's been going on for quite a while, very, very slow pace. But 1987 was the harmonic convergence, when so many light workers got together and started working at different locations on the planet to help prepare for all of us now. And all the work that we're doing now will help for the next level of Starseeds and light workers that will be called to go out there in the physical and do grid work, or activate your soul mission in your projects. So when that happened, of course, big trauma. So the Andromedan family started to show themselves to me and share with me where I was from 2018. It was the 1111 Gateway, 2018. I knew before then. I really knew that October, and it wasn't much longer after that they energized in front of me when I was in a very powerful nature location, just like on Star Trek. So I knew about them, but it was so angelic and so high frequency when I was in their energy and connected to them, that when they left, I just got so sad and so homesick. So I didn't make an effort to keep trying to connect to that, because it felt like they were so far away, and they were. But what they want me to share with you all is the Andromedan light ships are very close to Earth now, that we have an opportunity to connect with them, work with them, and interact with that energy gradually. You will have had to have done your shadow work, your inner work, to be able to connect with that frequency, because it is in the 12th dimension, but you have that opportunity. 12th dimension to me is connected to the 12 chakras. 12 chakras come online after we have done work to align and unify our 7 chakra system, which are mini Stargate systems. Okay. All right. So they wanted to let me know about that. That's the first thing. The second thing that they wanted me to bring in a couple things. There are a whole bunch of things they want me to bring in. There are absolutely 2 specific timelines right now. One is worry, fear, stress, and all the AI technology and implanting in humans like robotic plants, robotic chips, therefore turning in a human being to a non-human being to a robotic. So there's this very key timeline. We can all see it where everything is digital, everything is inorganic, everything has no feeling to it. The AI robotic systems taking over what humans are doing at this time. So that choice, that collective choice, has to be looked at very seriously, because that's a point of no return. That's a point of changing this entire planetary system into something that's inorganic and not natural. It's not natural for humans to not connect with other humans. It's not natural to go out what used to be maybe an adventure and experience of joy to just deal with another computer system. So we can already see that it's started and it's being pushed in some areas faster than others. So that's the first thing. So we are to keep choosing our highest golden timeline, and we are to keep choosing to be organic. All right, that's as simple as I can make it. So there's nothing wrong with using our devices and using some of the systems. However, pay attention to it, because that energy can hook into your energy and create like an obsession and creative, like I have to spend hours and hours working with all this machinery and then pushing nature out. So my background, I studied computer programming. I worked in the tech industry for years. I even took AI classes, and I immediately didn't like it because, of course, I was already starting to remember what happened with the downfall of Atlantis and many galactic systems. The AI energy came in and just obliterated the natural organic way. The natural organic way is to be connected to the quantum field, to be connected to Prime Source Creator, to be connected to our heart chakra. The other systems, there's no heart connection, and it shuts everything down. Okay, so some of us are really like, we don't want this. Others are not sure. They're just going, oh, it's just the way it's supposed to be. So pay attention to that. Keep choosing your highest golden timeline, and keep choosing it for your Earth family, and set that intention for them, because right now it's like they're running on autopilot and they have no idea. They have no idea what they're agreeing to. Okay. And many of us are here. We incarnated on mission to help with family and friends and to help with this process. So that's the first part. And so that other timeline is absolutely still ongoing, and it seems to be accelerating at a very fast pace. So we are to continue connecting with humanity out there in the world. That we're not to hide at home. We're to connect with humanity and pay kindness forward, and remind everybody about being in our hearts and helping, right? So that's what we do. That's what's so special and unique about this. So that was the first message. The second message is, I'm going to get deeper into this in another transmission, but what's the hierarchy? So the dark ETs, there's a level of like gray reptilian energy, then there's Anunnaki, then there's Dracos, right? So it's all kind of like different levels of that. Behind that is the archons, and the archons and the AI are interchangeable because the archons are now AI. Yeah. So, and that was the big piece that I cleared out a couple of weeks ago. It was huge. And like I think I shared, this huge barnacle left my reality, and it was something that got implanted in me that was hidden. And it was hidden since my activation of the pyramids, which was way early 90s. So I traveled when I wasn't cloaked. I didn't know anything about that. I had team members, but of course I just kept pushing through and going and doing things, right? And I did meditate at the pyramids every day as long as I was there, because I realized that that's what I was supposed to do, because I was receiving downloads. But with the downloads in some of these Stargate areas, you receive all of it. You receive the good and the bad. And I was also reminded that I was sick. I did become ill after that, for the rest of my trip. And I did totally forgot all about it. So I know many of you have gone to the Egyptian Stargate or gone to other Stargates. You've also gotten ill. It's because everything's been distorted. It's not all connected to Prime Source Creator, and maybe many aren't sharing that. Okay, so just heads up about that. So why I wanted to talk a little bit about that energy, that robotic energy, which is the push down here. to everything go digital, to have robots doing this, that, and the other thing, driverless cars. Well, where does it end? And who's running it, right? Well, who's running it are the robotic Archon beings as well. So that's exactly what they did to obliterate the Lyran system. It's exactly what they did to obliterate Atlantis. And you might think, Bella, I don't remember any of that. Well, you know, in your heart and your soul, something's off. So pay attention to that. Okay. And some of you have a mission with ideas to divert from that. So that's going to be some of the intel that's coming in for you. So that was the first thing that they reminded me. The second thing is that some of the altercations or irritations that we're going through right now with family and friends, which is a big part of the Eclipse Gateway, by the way, irritation is showing us things that we're finding frustrating down here about the movie being so slow. So just know that that's what you're being shown. You have an opportunity every single day to clear it. Every day is a Groundhog Day. So every day you have an opportunity to clear out and forgive and release. And then you get rebooted into a new reality the next day. This is how we quantum jump. This is how we're using the eclipse energy, which will go through at least till October 3rd to our advantage. Okay. And then we have so they will, you can use the word, there's many different words. You can use entity, you can use what else, energy attack, interference. I was given some words recently and I thought, wow, where did I hear that before? But everyone's being remote controlled. So when I did tech support a million years ago, I used to work at remote control into other people's systems remotely. So I would be at my desk, but I would be able to remote control into people's desktops all around the planet and then go through things with them and troubleshoot. Okay. So that's exactly what's happening with beautiful souls. And how is that happening? The nanotechnology. Where's the nanotechnology coming from? Food, water. It also has been through people choosing these. And there is no judgment about that at all. I've helped many starseeds clear this out. Okay. So, but this was part of the nanotechnology that was installed for many people. So think about how many people took that, right? So there you go. The magical potion. So that was the beginning of it. And then it's just been accelerating since then. So think about that. So we'll be hanging out with people and then everything turns upside down. They've been remote controlled and told to do things, to say things. So we are to have more compassion about that, but also recognize it. Okay. So the remote control process is happening. It is happening. And I mean, I did this, I remote controlled into desktops, everyone, years ago. Years ago. I took the AI class in the 80s, right? I did the remote control work in the 90s. So, you know, I've worked for a lot of high tech companies, a lot of well known ones, and that's why I was given those assignments, even though I didn't understand. And the big portion of that was for a big global financial industry. And the thing is, like, that was a real gift too, because many of us as Starseeds and Lightworkers did not come in understanding the financial system because I haven't been here a lot. So that was with me. I haven't had a lot of actual lifetimes in this frequency ever. So that was a gift to me as well. Okay, so there's that piece of it. Oh, I'm feeling this heaviness in our high heart. We are to remain positive and upbeat, and because when we're spending time in nature and we're positive upbeat, we get inspiration, we get ideas for how can we turn this around. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, what can I do to participate, to share, to bring in the light for my family, my friends, my area. Okay. That's actually how I started to do grid work. So you are all these points of light all over the world. We were placed all around the planet as like undercover secret agents. We still have to be undercover in a way because the collective is not really clear about anything right now. So it's a very slow paced movie of them waking up, but we can do things, you know, I go out and do grid work without saying anything. I'm just the light. And some of the grid work recently has been cleaning up nature as well. Okay. So I wanted to share that. So I had just said about the famine. Okay. So the remote control thing is real. The other thing is that I was shown that a lot of our, not only technical devices, but a lot of our appliances in the home are portals, and they're not good portals. So I'm assisting many of you with this in sessions to learn how to maneuver this. But I was even shown through the 9-9 portal that my dryer was a portal. So I go through this process of that with and work with my teams to close down portals, not only in my unit, but I always go to Prime Source Creator or Divine Goddess Sophia, which, by the way, many souls are working with Divine Goddess Sophia right now. So I go through the process of asking permission. And so I now see that. So I don't have a lot of high-tech appliances where I'm living, but apparently that doesn't matter. Apparently some of them have been higher tech than we've been let on. So that's the third thing, okay? And mirrors as well. Some people cover them up, but you actually can just work on a process of just making sure that the mirrors are closed as well. The portals are closed. Okay. So that's a couple of ways that they get in and out of our home. All right. Let me just see. Yes. And the main group behind this is the Archons, and I will do a deeper dive about them and be able to get more into that on Rumble. So stay tuned for that. Okay. Let's just I want to just do a little, insight about the grid work that the Galactic Goddesses and I did today. Unbelievable, so powerful. Just a little mini portion of when we did one of the islands in Hawaii, and when we worked with that energy, what we were given was the separation process that was created on that island for all the residents. The island was actually split in two. The disconnect of that energy from the mainland, and big pieces too. And Galactic God, we worked with all the galactic big ones today, including Goddess Sophia, including Mother Mary and Kuan Yin and Mary Magdalene. But we also Goddess Pele came in with the dragons, and it was amazing. So it'll be interesting to see. The third piece is going to be for California. Be interesting to see what comes forward. But what we're doing is just one piece of grid work, but it's again being selfless and being of service to humanity. So that's how I started. I would often say, how can I serve today? What can I do? And I was guided moment by moment by my higher self and my team to go and grid the city in Vancouver. And it just has grown from that. Okay. So I just want to thank everyone for what we did today. It was huge, and we'll just see what happens. I've also been working with the dragons to help facilitate rain and balancing of water in my area and any area that's needed as well. So if any of that as well, before I move into the reading for the equinox, if any of that interests you, I have so many offers on right now for this very powerful portal from now through October, where you can work with me one-on-one. And there's an opportunity, there's also like an opportunity to be activated by the dragons, grid work, Jedi training, all of that. And there's still availability for a mentorship, a one-on-one mentorship as well. Okay, so let's move on now to the equinox stargate, which actually has been open since the eclipse, but it's going to be a very powerful period. The equinox always is. So it's officially on September 22nd, and we're still in this very intense eclipse corridor. The energies of the equinox, the eclipse corridor, the retrograde portal, where there are still 5 planets retrograde at this time. And it was really started by the, I'm laughing, my Starseed kitty just came in. It was really kicked into gear September 9th from the 9-9 portal. We have an opportunity to receive so much intel, so much healing, so much insights about our soul mission, what we're to do next. So our personal healing right now is so important. Okay. So we're going to, all of this is helping us to go back as far as 2000 cycles for 2017, 2006, earlier than that, and of course, ancestral karma as well. This is a powerful timeline jump opportunity. It's also, there's incoming plasma light, which is activating our plasma light bodies, which is what we need to move into the higher timeline, to be in new earth. Okay, it's how the plasma light is helping to elevate our and give us a full light body activation to elevate our chakras, meridians, all of it. Okay, let me just see. So we are at the opening right now for the Libra equinox stargate that will be arriving at 0 degrees Libra on September 22nd. This stargate represents 0 point energy of accession, a rare moment of galactic equilibrium, and a doorway into the quantum field of unlimited potential, a 0 point reset to help clear and close out old timelines once and for all. And so it is done. Okay, there was something else that came forward that I thought was really amazing. This is whether you resonate with the word starseed, lightworker, whatever resonates most with you. So starseed, your first mission on earth is to heal yourself. This is how you will discover your soul purpose and unlock your soul mission. And that is true. It is our shadow work. It's clearing our traumas. It's clearing ancestral traumas. So I knew right off the bat, like I would go to healers as part of my journey really early on, and I knew that I had this shock, and my nervous system would just get set off like that, and it took me quite a while to bring all the pieces in, because there's usually more than one piece, but the pieces were from some sort of galactic explosion that I brought in. And it was encoded in my nervous system for this life. But that's also, when Atlantis went down, when Lemuria went down, same sort of thing, like loud explosions. So that would have another traumatizing. And then if we think about anything we've watched in movies, news, where there's been explosions, again traumatizing our nervous system, and sort of this ripple effect. Okay, that's why I work with the galactic Akashic records as well, because I know we are multidimensional beings. We're having a multidimensional experience, and we have an opportunity to heal all lifetimes and all timelines in this reality. Okay, all right, so very powerful gateway coming up. They just wanted me to bring forth some other messages. Okay, so why is the divine, I've been talking about the divine feminine energy, which we're all embodying. Why is divine goddess Sofia coming in to facilitate? Because this is an energy that those of us that worked as an intuitive, a high priestess, a divine goddess in other lifetimes, we're getting recoded with those gifts and those insights. For the masculines, you're also getting recoded, because we all have the distorted feminine and the distorted masculine programs within us, and it all has to be recoded to unify and balance. So just it's been coming over me gradually, but I'm so grateful for it, because it just finally feels like I have another part of this team around me that brings me unconditional love and guidance and support, which we all need at this time. Okay, so that's why the divine Sofia, and guess what, the divine goddess Sofia brought me at the same time, the dragons, through different aspects, right? So yeah, pretty amazing. The dragons are energetic, so excited to work with many of us at this time, because they've been waiting for us to get to a certain energy and point, and then they've also been waiting for us to ask them to assist us as well. Okay, all right, so this equinox stargate that we're in the middle of right now is bringing us a full light body activation to bring more of the divine within. It's also clearing out the lower chakras, the root, sacral, and the solar plexus, but it is specifically clearing a lot of low vibrational energy out of our solar plexus. Counterbalances the throat chakra. So we'll be going through a throat chakra attunement. Full system upgrade and an opportunity to reclaim our power and our gifts. The Earth Star is a part of the 12 chakra system. It's below our feet. It also is trying to activate. It can't activate unless the 7th chakra system has been somewhat healed as well. And it carries our divine blueprint for our divine soul mission, our life purpose. So even the last little while, I've had soul mission sessions with others, and the reason nothing is coming forward is because the Earth Star wasn't brought online. It hasn't been activated. So it's like one step at a time. When the Earth Star gets healed and it gets activated, we feel more at comfort in our grid point where we live in our home. We feel more stabilized and supported on this earth, and we can manifest, we can create. We can finally like breathe and go, I'm home. okay, what can I do to help? What can I do to assist? How can I be of service? All right. So my Earth Star started to heal during the 1212 gateway, 2012. And then as it healed more and more, my nervous system healed. Okay. So everyone who wants to know what your purpose is, part of it is bringing your Earth Star chakra online, and I can assist you with that as well. Okay. Soul missions are coming forefront, fast and furious. The missions are being uncovered, not to give up. Okay, you do have a life purpose and a life mission, and if you don't know what that is right now, it's coming piece by piece. A fantastic time right now to clear out and scrub out our personal space and our digital space and our Akashic records. Our Akashic records carry all this information, and it's a great time to clear out these old stories. Forgive, forget, release. Sovereignty, freedom comes from that. And then a new doorway opens as well. This is also a very powerful gateway vortex to quantum jump and create that new timeline and that new reality that you wish. Okay. All right. Some final messages. We are going through such a karmic healing and clearing, both personally, collectively, galactically, and this is helping us move from one frequency to another, from one radio station to another, from one reality to another. We want to move into the fifth dimensional energy full time, but to do that, we have to do the scrubbing, do this clearing. Okay, so this is a huge time of transmutation and transition. The dark ones, the dark ETs, I like to call them, well, they're kind of twofold because they're, one, we have to remember about them because it's part of our galactic history, but two, all they know is they want to just keep what they have. So they've had Earth locked down forever. They just want to keep that, but very aware of who they are now. And I just find it, forgive them, release it, kick them to the curb, and move on. I had a huge final piece with the Archons recently. Are they still trying to hack in? Oh, you betcha. But I got Prime Source Creator and the Divine Mother on my side and the dragon. So no chance. And guess what? No fear, because that was like the final step for me. So they are around, they are real, but on a soul level, you know that. But this is also why some of our superpowers or abilities aren't quite online yet, because if our third eyes were completely open and we all saw everything, you would you would not want to leave your house at this time. So one step at a time, but start practicing with even feeling your senses when you're in nature, not in nature. Like I'm walking along the street, whoop, what was that? Like I hit walls of energy, and I go, interesting. And then when I leave that area, then I can go back in and see what was going on as well. Okay. So anyway, the game has been ramped up. We are in a game, and the game has been ramped up, and the dark ETs are actually, unbeknownst to them, they're helping us heal any traumas and any woundings from this life, like from being here on Earth when it was taken over, when there was downfall from the downfall of Atlantis was incredibly traumatic, and they were there as well. They were there when we were in the Galactic Wars. So they're actually helping us, unbeknownst to them, to heal multiple levels. Like Prime Source Creator was so wise to create this game that we're in right now, because we are healing everything. And what is it doing? It's pushing us into love. It's pushing us into self-love, self-compassion, love for everything. I remember when my high heart, which is part of the 12 chakra system, when it burst open, I loved everybody, and I still have to work on that daily, because we could be out with the humans and anything can happen. Someone can cut us off in traffic and we automatically react. We're working on that, right? But love is who we are. Love is our essence. That's what makes us different from the robotic energy. That's what makes us unique to the dark ETs. We have this love, this unconditional love for everything. We love humanity. We love Earth. We love the animals. We love our family, even though, we have tough times, but we loved our family so much. We chose to incarnate to help clear the ancestral traumas. So love is who we are, and that can't be changed, and that can't be taken away. And guess what? The dark ETs are incredibly jealous of that. That's why they blocked everything a long time ago. They can't have that. And so they don't want that. They don't want us to have it either. They just want to hold on to their real estate. Okay. But we are love. You are love. That is what you're peeling all the layers away from. Okay. And then the final message is this mission will be successful. as well. But we're to stay on high alert for everything that's unfolding at this time. All right. And so as an example, if I choose my highest golden timeline, if I choose to go out and communicate and connect with other souls, that's the reality I get. If I drop into, oh, everything's going to be digital and there's nothing I can do about it. No, there is. You can say no to that. Your resources can be redirected to small mom and pop shops. Like, support them. Don't support the places that are not allowing human connectivity. Like, that's how we're gonna say no to certain things. Okay, so we're to pay attention, be on high alert. We are basically galactic, like, anthropologists, right? And we're reporting back. We're in meetings all the time, every single night. All right, beautiful soul tribe. So if you would like to work with me, again, I have offers for soul mission, divine goddess codes, working with the dragons, Jedi training, earth grid training, a general session to bring in all sorts of pieces for you for clarity to move forward, and of course, the very powerful mentorship program. So if you're interested in that, all the information is below. You can contact me by email and on my website. Sending you love and aloha from Pink Bella. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing this content out, because it allows me to know what else you would like to know and what else I can bring forward as well. Write in the comments how you're doing, what's happening in your part of the world, and what would you like me to deep dive into next? All right, sending love and aloha. Thank you, Andromeda and Council of Light. So grateful. And I'll be back soon, everyone. Take care. Love and aloha from Pink Bella.